your feet. Stand up, stand up. Come on, get loose with the heat. Right now, right now. We go party till we black out. So get the fuck up. Cause we gon' light up this place. We got the business for days. Tokyo GA from the outer space. So cover and duck, you're out of luck, we don't give up. Yeah, we're going up, next floor is us, you're riding with us. Get up. We want you to get on your feet. Stand up, stand up. Come on, get loose with the heat. Right now, right now. We go party till we black out. So get the fuck up.
All alive. The devil's in the detail, lingered inside. Oh, a holy crime. But how can I hide you without an alibi? It's a lover's fight without an alibi. You took my innocence. I can't wait no longer. I'm playing with the monsters. Everything that brought me alive. Going around like monsters, playing with the monsters. They brought me alive, but got no alibi.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Streamline Media's streaming of the ESL Weekly Open Cup number 19 of the North Division. Today we'll be following Team 3AR against R20 in this best of one match in the weekly ESL Open Cups. I am Sort Shape, and with me I have Alex. And how are you doing, Alex?
I've definitely feeling really good. It's been a little minute since we've been able to cast together, and I'm just glad to be back.
Yeah, we will be a little bit of shaking off the cobwebs, but I assure you we have some great matches up today. Today we have 3AR and R20. 3AR, a team that has done really well in the previous weekly Open Cups in the North APAC division. I believe they came second in the previous one, and they also have come first in originally, I think, 2 weeks ago. So we will see how they will do this week compared to the other 46 or other 45 teams or so. So we will be jumping into Cafe today between 3AR and R20, with 3AR starting on the defense. And as we jump into this match, what do you kind of feel the vibe? What do you kind of feel is going to come out here, Alex?
Honestly, I'm not sure what to expect because I've seen these team stats, but I haven't seen the way their play style or how they play on these maps. So I'm not too sure. But I've definitely seen both these teams' track records, and it seems like both these teams are going to be very well matched up for each other. as of right now, we are getting into the ban phase, and we're just waiting for 3AR's ban to come through.
And this will be a attack ban of Thatcher. Nothing too really out of this world here. Thatcher, a very strong operator, especially with his buff that his nerf that changed the way in which his EMP works. I think he's still an incredibly important attacker, especially for clearing that utility on the walls and things like that.
Yeah, I do believe that he is still a necessity, whether his nerf or what if you want to call it that, is that changes that much. I wouldn't say it changes too much of the game. I would say it just doesn't destroy everything. But hey, it is what it is, you know. I think it could help him out a little more. But as we do see the second ban coming out from R20 is gonna be Blackbeard. Blackbeard is a not exactly a weird band, but it's also not a out of this world band because he's very versatile on this map because of how much repelling goes on.
I kind of think that this is more of an APAC ban. Being in Oceania myself, I see a lot of Blackbeard bands at that low to high level plat and even in diamond and things like that. And it is one of the things where APAC, known for their kind of high aggression, taking every gunfight, all balls to the wall kind of strategy. A Blackbeard band makes a lot of sense. And we have the Wamai and Mira bands coming out on the defense. Wamai is a very essential operator for this map, especially with the way in which Jaeger is going to be changed next season as well. And Mira, obviously, with her Mira shield, are very kind of crucial for holding down things like the top floor from Cocktail. So now we will go into our first round with 3AR on the defense. We will see them go to Bar and Cocktail. Now, looking at this kind of pick phase here, we see that honestly, we have a very aggressive kind of setup coming from R20. You got the Ash, you got your Sophia, and then you've got the L85 of Sledge and Buck CA. A really kind of high and fast octane kind of group that would be able to kind of clear a lot of utility very quickly. And yeah, what do you think about it, Alex? What do you think about the defense?
They have a lot of soft destruction with these. I honestly, I never see this much soft destruction. I never see teams bringing Ash and Sledge, Buck, and Sophia unless they're expecting, maybe they were expecting a kitchen order, something of that nature, or a second floor hold, because those sites require so much verticality. I just think this much, of course the guns, Ace's guns, disgusting, Buck has a great gun, Sledge has a great gun, they all have great guns. But I think they were expecting maybe some other site that would take first. So maybe they'll be taking below and opening up below of Cocktail and making it more annoying to play there.
And so coming out on the 3AR for this defense, we have a fairly standard lineup. You have your Goyo Shield, Jaeger, Valk for the intel, which is really, really powerful for this outside camps. And then you've got Malusi and Smoke to kind of force the attackers to slow down a bit, to kind of counter that 20-second meta that we see so often in the current Siege meta. And we have the opening kind of first two kills here with the Jaeger of Bin 311 getting a kill onto R20 and then quickly being retraded out by, I believe it is Fate Unai. And so that's a very, very quick opening kill and trade. You've lost your Ash for your Jaeger, which quite honestly is a pretty standard trade, especially if the Jaeger's already got his stuff down.
That's two of your entry fraggers. Ash mainly played by the most entry frag, and then Jaeger same thing, because their guns are just so good for fragging, and they're fast, they can move. So I'd say that's both their entry fraggers gone on an aggressive play.
And we see here, Sophia Misfit will be able to see Malusi inside this kind of cigar piano pixel peak hold. A very standard kind of hold with normally a Jaeger or Wamai, but unfortunately Wamai's been banned. So now we will see the first kind of nade, I believe, coming out from Tian Dao of the Sledge, who will clear the first Goyo Shield on White Stairs. And now he will move up. He's already lost about 75 HP. So now we're going to have to see a much more slower take. But the Goyo of Septat is downstairs just hiding, waiting for possibly the rotate back up for the retake. And Malusi of Dafongo will take out Mark on the ace. That's a huge kind of pick out there with the 1 minute 20 on the clock, because that's your ace going too. That's a lot of the hard breach destruction going. And now Malusi pushing up, and they will get a second kill onto Misfit of the Sophia. And now it is all kind of swinging the way of 3AR. Tian Dao will get a quick refrag onto Septal, clearing out that bottom floor. But again, it comes down to a minute on the clock. HP, I would say favoring in the way of 3AR, but barely, as Tiandao will get a second kill onto the phone go of the Malusi. Now you have a much kind of tighter way to hold this if you are 3AR, because you have to think about the way in which they're going to push it. 2 ADS is still up, it looks like, on the side, and the smoke will miss the peak, and Unmei will be able to pick up, I believe, his second kill of the round, and we will see baiting here with a very, very kind of tight bullet hole here, looking for the peak of the Buck. The pre-fire is coming through, nothing really noted there. Buck looking into Freezer now with baiting, pre-firing the wall. He'll move over back into Cocktail, looking for the plant. Plant will start coming up from Tiandao. He's low, he's got 4 seconds left on the plant, and baiting will come up now, take down Fate Umai, and baiting will come and take out a 2v1 clutch for 3AR to take the first round.
I would like to point out that shot Sledge hit to kind of shift the momentum into their favor onto that Malusi. I wasn't sure if it was a wall bang or if he just saw her head, because that looked like a pretty nasty shot because she was crouched and I didn't see much of her body. But maybe I didn't see it. It was kind of from vertical, so I didn't see if she had peeked or something. But she had diffuser, so she could have just, maybe if she just sat there and kind of hid, she could have easily maybe won that round or shifted the way that round played. Maybe not had it as tight.
Yeah, and I think the smoke play there was a bit kind of interesting to work off there, because the smoke peaked very kind of aggressively, and I don't think there was necessarily a need to do so, especially when you're, when you can kind of understand that the health is in favor of 3AR. I think Cyclona it was took a bit of an aggressive peek on that piano shield there, and unfortunately died, wasting a lot of potential that could have been used. But now we'll move into the second defense round by 3AR. They'll bring almost the same lineup, instead trading the Goyo for a Pulse, and we will see a very standard setup where you open up the entirety of that dining wall and play mostly inside the reading. Unfortunately, with Mirror Band, you can't hold it as aggressively. Oh, sorry, you can't hold it from inside reading with the mirrors, but they will try to find their own way around it now.
Yeah, and I know people say, oh, well, I don't like to play Pulse or Castle because the gun isn't as good. But I mean, if you're a good player of the game, and honestly, all there is to it, it might sound something like, oh, it's not that easy. If you're a player of this level, and you're a player of this level, and you just kind of hit heads more frequently. The gun you're holding doesn't matter. It's more of the fact of who's holding the gun.
And especially with APAC, and like I said before, how aggressive they love to play, taking every gunfire. I believe we saw like the first kill and refrag coming out super early, and I believe that's Bin 311 going for another aggressive peak. He's ready to take some more gunfight, and that's the kind of tone for this kind of gameplay we have been seeing. There are APAC, especially with relegations for the in the main North Division. It kind of sets the stage for how these teams play here. They play super aggressively. They really want to take this gunfight. They really want to go for it, and they use characters like the Pulse to get intel and to find them, as Septat is doing right now. He'll spot for Bin, but unfortunately Tiandao is just a better player in that moment and will take him down for the opening kill.
The Valkyrie was stuck on cams, and Sledge just got it, swings and gets a free second kill.
Back to Septat, who's just watching with this Pulse scanner, and he will swing wide and take the Fate Umai of the Buck. That's a lot of soft destruction gone, especially on the first floor. You could use that to open up reading and clear it out more. Tiandao, however, was on a triple kill. He's going absolutely off the walls on this ledge. But with Cyclona going down, that's just smoke on too. Septat being pushed now by Lucky on the Ash. The flash has gone out, but I think Septat is going to be able to see it. Yes, he will. That's a double kill now, and I believe Misfit is looking for where to kind of pincer down on Septat, as someone else, I believe, on the top floor is rotating down inside Piano and Cigar right now. But Misfit will start to use their Zophias, and Septat's holding it very aggressively now. Tiandao won't be able to get this ace this round by Dafongo, who will take him out. Now it's a 2-on-2, now a 1v2. Mark will be able to take out Fernando, but Septat now refrags onto Misfit. Mark into a 1v1, he's going to get the plant down. There's 2 seconds left, the push comes in, but Mark with the clutch will swing wide and take out Septat, giving R20, I believe, their first round.
That was definitely a close round, because that Pulse almost single-handedly carried that round. He held mining like it was nothing, and then just got, what was it, 3 kills? Like it just hung out there, and they just failed to clear him out. And I think just them failing to deal with that early on was close and almost the death of their round. And luckily, Mark was able to clutch it up and used his audio to his advantage and could get it off and pre-fire that pulse.
I think it was a very, very close round. Obviously, they probably they had intel to tell him when he was swinging, and also the footsteps as well. But man, if Septat had just landed a few more shots, you know, we talk about the UMP being statistically one of the hardest guns to use based on purely on its fire rate being very, very slow. And we would see 3AR go back to reading again for the second time, where hopefully they can kind of find their groove and take those gunfights, especially Bin, who's been a bit hyper-aggressive on the opening picks and unfortunately hasn't been able to really find the footing that I think he would like to as a Jaeger main. On the side of R20, we will see a fairly similar lineup. They will trade the Zofia for a Jackal instead, this time most likely to counter out Septat, who on both rounds has been a bit of a nuisance for the attacking team of R20, as they have been pushing, and Septat, sorry, has been pushing from kind of the opposite and from the bottom floors of Cafe, really putting a lot of pressure onto this. Ooh, and now we see Septat prepping
he's
for
gonna
the
do that
run out.
run out. He's gonna sit on his cams and if they...
Oh, here we go. He's gonna open up a bit more, but he'll force himself away from it. Now he's gonna look for the scanner. Now he has the intel. He knows that one. Now he knows that two is there. He knows that Mark and Tiandao is there. He doesn't know what operator they are though. Vader and Mai will start rappelling up to this, up to the roof, onto the ceiling hatches, where he will be able to use the buck to just open those up with a one-shot. Ooh, very aesthetic. Well done there, Vader and Mai. But Sledge of Tiandao will now start to peek down onto Piano and Red's stairs, and where they will hope to gain control to gain a bit of verticality. A very standard way of taking, reading, and things like that. You just take Piano, then move your way around. But Bin's going to get aggressive here. Unfortunately, he won't be able to shoot some drones. Hopefully, he can recover his aim for the main gunfight, because I believe someone's inside Piano now. Yeah, I believe that is Tiandao. And Bin will just start to aggressively peek the top skylight and baiting with that new, well not new, but the new the Z pings that are coming out from baiting. That's why Valkyrie is now so much more valuable on this team. Cyclona aiming down at his feet. Hopefully he hopes that someone will go prone there. Tiandao will open up and he will get the opening kill. That is now your smoke on. Again, super aggressive play. Bin will fall down too. Tiandao will get refragged out by baiting. And baiting won't be able to get a second kill. And now it's a 2v4. The swing coming out from Malusi and Pulse will be able to recover something. Now it's a 2v3 on that. And with a minute 25 to go, the phone go has lost about 50 HP or more. Lucky, dying to push his Piano now. Misfits taking a bit of damage on the 20 HP. He'll lose the gunfight to the UMP of Septat. Now it's a 2v2. Somehow 3AR have pulled this back. And now Faye and I is starting to peek down onto the laundry rotate hole. But the weird thing is, now R20 have kind of locked themselves out of the sight in this situation. Because the phone and Septat with that pulse scanner and Malusi, who gets not a pulse scanner anymore because Septat will die, giving Fate Unumai his second kill of the round. And now the phone has to kind of hold everything from the top floor. Hopefully he can try to get a wallbang or something, but the plant will start going down by Fate Unumai. He's got 4 seconds left on the plant. The phone is starting to rotate around. He's looking into Piano. I think he wants to drop down the hatch. Yes, he will. But with 100 HP on the Ash, that is a lethal weapon, especially for the Malusi, and he won't be able to get the kill. R20, especially from Lucky, will close out the second reading defense, but the third round in general.
Yeah, I think they're just playing way too aggressive on the upstairs, and they're just losing. It's come down to a 2v5 every round, and I mean they're doing a great job of pulling it back from the they're doing a great job of pulling it back, but it's just once it's a 2v5, I mean you can only take so much damage, and from every gunfight, if you take 15 damage, 20 damage from each gunfight, you'll eventually die. And I think if they can not hold the top floor so aggressively, and they can hold wasting time maybe 30 seconds to a minute, probably a minute best, and then drop off, give it up, and say, hey, let's get out, let's save our life, let's give it a 5v5, maybe a 4v5. Hey, if one guy drops, it's okay. But once you're getting to a repetitive cycle of 2, 3 people dying each from just on the top floor, you just can't afford it.
I think as well that kind of rule applies to the aggression that we've been seeing from Cyclona currently. Unfortunately, they've been going 0-3, which has not kind of shown out, I think, what they've wanted to do. I think that aggression is kind of warranted, and it makes sense under the idea of 3AR's kind of hyper-aggressive nature. But I think they just haven't been able to execute that, especially on the smoke. And once you lose your smoke as your second pick, you know, you can, like, the attacking team now knows that they have a lot more freedom to push hard and especially lean into that 20-second meta. But now 3AR will go back to the top floor where they saw their first win of the game, and we will see a bit of a different lineup. Looks like Misfit has been the one rotating in and out of his or her operators now onto the Twitch to try and clear some utility. And we will see baiting off the Valkyrie now onto the Maestro, now with that older, the 81 bullets, who absolutely shred through attackers like Lucky. Hopefully this time, Lucky won't be so lucky. And we see a very standard clear coming out from R20 that looks like they're going to try and have Misfit clear the bottom floor in order to push out people like Septat, who have been playing it as more of a deep roamer role. And so we will now see with 2 minutes and 20 on the clock, very mediocre and standard start coming out from R20. A little bit of gunfights coming out here. And out. Now peeking onto the white hallway window. No, sorry, he's watching the white run out. The phone is now pushed back into this pixel peak spot, with Mark opening up Piano for the rest of his team to drop down. And Tiandao will throw his first nade into bathroom, hoping to find someone. Now the second nade will come out into the hallway. Won't do any damage onto Defongo, and will leave him at a full HP. With I believe 2 ADS is still up. Now Defongo can really start to hold this a lot better, because now he doesn't have to worry about the nades coming out from the sledge, and that's the only nades they have available to them. Lucky will use his Ash Charge onto the, I believe it's the bar walls, just to open up a bit more, try and get some soft destruction in there, and Baiting is just going to crouch his way through on behind one of the decks. He hears, I believe, Septat right now, but he's been spotted by Misfit, and Mark will get the opening kill onto Defongo. Now that's piano control lost for 3AR. And Baiting will take a lot of damage here onto that opening gunfight. He's now just above 25 HP, but Bin Bin will also go down to Tiandao, and Bait Unmai will double up and take out Cyclona. Now it's back to a 2v5 with the only damage being done to Tiandao, and even then you still have 4 fraggers who are absolutely willing to go crazy. Baiting will go down, and it is all up to Septat now, who's on the middle floor. He can't actually do anything, and he will be pushed out. A bit of pre-firing coming out. Now everyone knows that where he is. Septat rotating up red stairs, and now he'll get a bit of damage onto Misfit, but unfortunately nothing will come of it, as Tiandao from below would take him out, giving R20 their 3rd round win.
Yeah, 3R, they're playing super aggressive, and R20 is just saying, hey, you want to play aggressive, we'll just shut. You guys just keep playing aggressive into our guns. I mean, we'll take the free kills, but I just think they need to slow themselves down. They need to stop peeking everybody, because right now they're not winning their ones. And if they believe that they can fix just a few things, they can easily win these next 2 or 3 rounds. However, we do see Tinandao. He on their sledge. He's been going off. He's been getting almost multiple kills every single round, and I believe that's just the he's just the main factor of shutting this team of 3AR down.
The 3AR going back up to bar to try and hopefully salvage another round out of this defense that has not kind of gone their way. Defongo probably will be stayed and hold up inside Piano like they were before. And we see R20 coming out with fairly similar lineups to what they've had before. Now they're going back to Sophia. Probably because the Twitch, while helpful in kind of removing utility, hasn't necessarily been helpful for that round. The drone is a bit bigger, and once you lose it, you've lost a lot more utility. And that is all that Twitch has, especially with that F2 being nerfed a bit heavily in my opinion. Rightfully so, but still. And we will see Septat now holding up the Piano. Kind of hallway, making sure that the prone halls are good to take out default plant spot. Tiandao having absolute banger of a match today. He's gone 9-3 on that sledge and has really been putting that L85 to good use. A gun with a slower fire rate, but a gun that is reliable and sturdy nonetheless, with a very high damage ceiling. And with the sledge, he's going to open up the top floor hatches on the ceiling. And now they will look to try and do something similar to what they've done for the previous rounds on bar, where they have essentially just opened up piano, push the person out of this shield here that Misfit will ping, they'll go behind, and then just push their way through, taking frags as they go along. Bin, however, this time he's lucky. He will take out Lucky, actually, on the opening kill. That's your actually entirely a bad operator lose, but now you're just down one member, especially with that R4C. Defongo now getting very, very kind of anti. I think he's looking to take out Tiandao as Tiandao preps the nade. Can Septat stay alive in time? He'll take 25 damage. Defongo is now going to go for the peak. He won't be ready for it though. Unfortunately, Tiandao, but Bin jumps out the window and will just take out the refrag and say, well, I mean, I'm sorry, Defongo, but I think it's my time to shine. And so now, Septat will go down to the Zofia of Misfit. And Bin will start swinging wide on piano. Now he's getting that aggression. Hopefully it works out this time, because we've seen it work out not very much in this game so far. Bin now almost knows where Misfit is. He's holding the pre-fire in case if Misfit sticks his tiny little Zofia head up. Baiting, now working his way through. Fei Unamai, however, will take down Bin. Now is a 2v3. Not necessarily impossible for 3AR, but certainly going to be a lot harder. Especially if Baiting gets the kill on the Misfit, which they will. Now it's a 2v2. Won't be able to get the refrag. Cyclona, however, steps up to the plate. We'll get a first kill onto this, onto the Buck, but Mark will salvage that round for R20 with the pistol and will take R20 to a 4-1 lead.
Mark has just been this, like, if they're down, Mark has just been the clutch guy. If they need a clutch, Mark's the guy to look to. And that's a good thing, especially in a hard support, because they're so often left in these clutch positions. If you can get a hard support that can clutch and isn't afraid to run full steam ahead in a 4v5, in a 2v5 or 1v3 or whatever, and he's not afraid, that's the type of guy you need, because if you don't have someone like that that's on hard support, I mean, every round that you're gonna need to clutch, if you're not winning it by a landslide, you guys just might be screwed.
You know, especially he's got that AK-12 like we talked about before. It is a very, very solid gun. He's got the P9 as well as the pistol, which really allows him to put a lot of pressure and to kind of finish off a lot of those kills, especially when people are low. And I just want to point out again, Bin having gotten a double kill, kind of pushed aggressively again on that final hold, and they will go to bar one last time for the final defense round for 3AR. Hasn't gone very well for them, and I think they're just kind of sticking to something and rotating around. They've changed Septat from the Goyo onto the Mozzie now, kept everything fairly similar. I think they want to see how that kind of works, and Lucky will now be rotated off the Ash onto Zofia, and Misfit will be given the Ash. Hopefully now they've decided, you know what, we're going to swap up our fragger rolls. You can have Ash for a day, you know, I'll let you have a bit of fun for once, and we will see how that goes. Now we will see how R20 will take this attack. If they want to do it differently, they have every right to do so, but I think that they will probably stick to what they've known, especially because, well, they've picked up 2 extra rounds because of it, and I think that it's up to 3AR to really step up to the plate this time. And we see Lucky starting to push with Fate falling off the balcony. Unfortunately, no damage taken, but he will have to watch this white hallway. This white stairs door very, very carefully. Tiandao now on double digits. He's looking to have a banger of another banger of a round. And now we see he's just going to start to look for this white hallway. Septat will get the opening kill into Fate Unamai. That's your Buck. And that's a fair amount of good long range soft destruction that's kind of off the board there. And now we will have the Ace kind of open up the piano like they've done round and round before. And now we will see how they want to push us. Do they do anything differently? Lucky will now begin to drone out pillars, make sure it's all clear before rappelling up onto the ceiling. And Baiting now taking a very, very aggressive kind of peek here onto the skylight. Yeah, I think he's looking for Misfit on the Ash. But yes, Misfit's looking into Freezer, so unfortunately there will be no engagement there. And now the attack's starting to slow down from R20. They're starting to try and flush out all that utility. Lots of damage onto R20. Septat now getting aggressive here. He'll see one on Cigar. He will miss his shots and unfortunately will lose. You can't lose those gunfights. Mark with almost a sliver of HP left, and also Lucky with the sliver of HP left. Now, can 3AR convert this into a round win? Baiting now also, he's on the aggressive now, looking to looking into Cigar, but the Fongo will take out Misfit, and now it is down to a 3v4. HP very much in the way of 3AR. Baiting will get his first kill of the round onto Mark. There's your clutch support gone. Lucky, I believe, onto the Cigar and Piano. He's being timed out by that Malusi, and Tiandao will get one onto the Valkyrie of Baiting. Now it's a 3v2. HP still very much in the favor of 3AR, but with 45 seconds left to go, and Tiandao, who's been absolutely going ham, they may be able to convert this. And Lucky will get a second kill onto Bin Bin, and now it's a 2v2. Much more doable, but Cyclona has those 3 smoke charges, each of them being 10 seconds each. And now you've gone 29 seconds. Cyclona can absolutely just time out both Lucky and Tiandao from being able to plant or even push into sight. The Fongo now on white stairs. Lucky is going to push into Freezer, and Tiandao will be able to take him out. And now it's all up to the Fongo. The Fongo will get a Lucky, and it's a 1v1. 13 seconds left. Tiandao's going to have to go for a plant or push hard here.
However, Malusi has the diffuser. And the Defongo will pop off and is able to get the sledge because he had diffuser.
There we have it. A 2-4 scoreline for 3AR. They will be able to kind of take some semblance of control back from R20. And from this, we will see 3AR onto the attack now with a lot to achieve, to say the least.
However, this is not the ideal scoreline, especially when you're starting defense on Cafe. Usually you want a 3-3 or a 4-2, but you don't want to be down 2-4, especially when you just start on defense.
And especially because, well, you know that the aggression hasn't been working out, and if you're on an attack, that can really go against you because, you know, if a team like R20 decides to play very passively, to kind of use those smokes to kind of hold out time, to just wait, and to time out 3AR, then, well, it's going to be very, very hard for them to take those gunfights and to actually win because they'll be walking pretty much into crossfires and into the guns like the MX4 Storm, which is incredibly powerful, or just the shotgun of Mark's M590, I believe. But here we go into the attack phase for 3AR. Tiandao going 12 and 5. He's having an absolute stellar game today, with the rest of his team coming up for support, especially with Faye Unamai and Mark, who has been an absolutely solid member of the team. And here we see a very similar kind of setup coming out from R20, akin to 3AR's bar setup. They've decided, however, not to bring the Jaeger, which is an interesting play, especially when you can have the Zofia to clear out, or the Ashe even to clear out that shield.
Yeah, and it's not like Wamai's on the board, so you're just giving him free reign on the Christmas or Piano. Usually, if Wamai's banned, you figure a Jaeger would be like a requirement. But I guess R20 just says, hey, we're just too good. We don't need a Jaeger.
You know, they're feeling good about this game. You know, they've won 4 attacks, and you know, for some teams 4 attacks is a lot of attacks to win, especially on attacking on this map. And so, you know, they feel like they can do whatever. And Tiandao proving us right. He is playing so aggressively on this alibi. I believe he's trying to fake out the fact that he's an alibi. And he will jump out the window. He would take out Septat as well. And no one's there for the refrag. Baiting will take out Fate Unamai. That's your Mozzie for Zofia gone. Arguably, I think that it still favors 3AR, because if you lose that Mozzie drone, you can actually, just like Baiting has, you can actually use that drone to get more intel. But now with a minute 45 left on the clock, now 3AR will try to get more control. But Tiandao is winning his gunfight. You know, he's feeling good. He swings wide, takes out the sledge, and now will be on for a triple kill, maybe the ace even, especially if 3AR decide to hold it like this.
And it's been 7 rounds, and he already has 15 kills. Make that 16. I mean, Tiandao is just popping off. He's just having the game of his life right now.
Tiandao with the 4K. Lucky was feeling a bit greedy. He's like, come on, you know, I'm here too. I've been pulling like the Ashe and Zofia, and you say I'm not the top fragger right now, so he goes, I'm gonna take this C4 kill, stealing Tiandao's 4K. And my oh my, does this look kind of worrying for 3AR right now? They have to put a lot of pressure, especially in these next few rounds, or they just need to do something about Tiandao because he was allowed to just live inside their heads rent free, swinging wide in Christmas and piano, jumping out windows left, right, and center, taking those gunfights, and then winning. So yeah, it has to come down to a much stronger kind of intel game or a much stronger kind of covering or refragging system that 3AR need to implement in order to take back this round. And we will see we'll see R20 go down to kitchen now.
Yeah, they just need to find a solution for Tianandao. If they can find a way to maybe isolate him or maybe just find a way to just find a frag onto him. He's playing Alibi for all that. It doesn't have that long range. Maybe put him in a long range gunfight. Isolate him. I mean, there's so many solutions they could be doing. I just think that if they find a solution to him, your round's there. It's because if you look at the previous thing, the only times they've won rounds is when they've gotten Tianandao killed within the first kill or two. Because if they don't get him in the first kill or two, it's just he gets 3 kills or 4 kills.
And swings the round in their favor.
5 seconds left
Yeah.
before insertion.
And now we will see a very cheeky hold coming out from Faye Unmai on R20. Bin Bin is most likely going to be the unfortunate recipient of such P90 pain, as some people like to call it. And Faye Unmai is just looking for the call to just start spraying. With that dock, he can stim a lot of health back. And R20 playing this very aggressive hold here. Tiandao is, I think, looking for the run out onto piano as well. He will hear the hatches above Heaven and Red Stairs open. So now he knows roughly where they are. And 3AR will begin their droning of the top floor, and Bin Bin's going to send it right on through. He knows that he's got his teammates to back him up, and Tiandao will just narrowly miss the person on White Hallway window, and he will just hide inside this tops section here. He's still got 3 alibis up. He will spot the drone baiting. Now they know where he is. The Ash is pushing aggressively. The pre-fires are coming out. Bin Bin looking for kills. He's hungry. He's been waiting for this moment. Baiting will drop down with him. Now they're all on the hunt for Tiandao. Like we just said, they are really looking for him. He's dropped into reading, however. And they're just going to start to waste utility trying to find him. The phone goes going to drone out laundry and things like that. Now Tiandao has to stay alive for a bit longer in order to give R20 a bit more time to survive this final push. He's been spotted now by 2 drones, and Tiandao's going to swing wide. He'll pre-fire, he won't see anyone. It's all up to Bin Bin to win this gunfight. Josie's got Septat to cover him. Will he win the first gunfight? No, he won't. An absolutely wonderful set of teamwork there from Septat and Bin Bin to make sure that they can secure that kill without any kind of loss there. And the C4 will go out, I believe that's from the Malus. He is the only one who has one. And that's the only explosives that you have. All you have left is Mark and his 3 smoke canisters. But having said that, you have a minute left on the clock. You still have 4 players up, and you've lost your alibi, which arguably wasn't too much of a problem in terms of utility. The phone is going to start opening up the top floors, and as we see, there's nothing much in terms of opposition or pressure being put out from R20 with 45 seconds left on the clock. Now it comes down to people like Misfit, who's going to be able to swing wide. He won't get the kill on the baiting, or maybe he will with a pistol. Yes, he will. Lucky will follow up onto Bin Bin. Now it's a 3v4. Defongo with a nade from Sledge will now take out Mark. That's your smoke going. Faye Unai on that dock. Oh, it's a P90 pain, boys and girls. Here we go with that 1.5 scope. But Septat will take out a second person onto Misfit. It is now a 3v2, full HP from all operators on the board. Cyclona will see Faye Unai and will start to kind of push them. This white push has not worked well for them. Freezer of the ace of Cyclona now going down. It's all up to...
Ooh, that was just disgusting.
Disgusting.
It's a 3K, and I believe there was a 4K from him, but he got a 3K in it's a matter of 2 seconds.
I don't even have the words to say anything about that. I was gonna make a cheeky comment about how Faye Unai is, you know, stealing the fate of 3AR, but he just of 3AR, but he just went too crazy for me to be able to react. You know, he's been promoted to that dock, as they say, and he's just been allowed to run wild. And oh boy, Alex, did you see what I saw there?
I'm sorry, I know I didn't see anything.
Did
What
you
I
see that
missed?
chunker pick very, very cheeky from Lucky.
I
You know,
think people
he's
are
looking for it.
starting to underestimate Tatanka with his rework. He is a very versatile op, especially with time denial. He
Hmm.
can just he delays so much. He can delay so much time. He's like a Capitao with 16 extra bolts because he doesn't deny a wide range of places, but his gun is strong, and he can deny a doorway, and he can deny rotate, which is all you really need to deny if you're playing a denial operator.
Mm.
So
Especially.
I think people are underrating him because his gun is disgusting. His gun deals like 48, 49 damage a shot. So I think people are just underestimated.
Especially with that with the turret having a lot of destructibility behind it, you know, you can really give your team a lot more power to kind of open up the sites a bit more and give them a bit more room to move around. Now match point for R20, and 3AR will have to do a lot to kind of defend this. 3AR having won the previous few ESL Cups and placing very highly, it's very surprising to see that they are in this position now. But looks like R20 have just had all the fun in the world. You know, Fate Unmai is just running around with that P90, just going absolutely to town, and Septat will take a bit of damage. He's just above 75 HP now. I believe that was coming out from Tiandao on the Alibi MX4. More gunfire will come out. Baiting will be there on the Nomad, but the
Misfit tried to go on a run out. I'm not sure. Maybe it was a spawn peek. But it sounded like it was a run out. Maybe it was just a peek or a very aggressive peek. But I'm not too sure what was going on there.
Especially with that Valkyrie. Probably saw like a scrap of
it was a
intel.
run out. It was a run out from mining. From mining. As you can see, Valk's body right on the vent.
So probably what happened was Valk, you know, saw a tiny bit of intel and decided to go full APAC, smooth brain mode and go fragging. Bin will follow up onto Tiandao, and now the push will come out onto 3R. This is the type of team that we were seeing before and we wanted to see. Defongo has lost a bit more than 50 HP and Septat's just above 75 HP. With all of R20 still at full HP, this sets up a very, very solid ability for and possibility for 3R to be able to take this round and to just take a third round on the board. But Lucky's now holding this very aggressively. I don't think they know that he's here so much. He's being droned out now though, and push will start to fall in. Oh, very close from Bin. He will be tagged up. Lucky will fall back down, retreating. Now he knows there's a lot up there and there's too much for me to handle. And he will be continuously droned out. I don't think they know exactly about the locations of Mark and Feyunmai, but with a minute 20 to go, 3R look to be able to take this round. Bin looking for the drop onto Laundry. We rotate around. Baiting will pick up his first kill onto Feyunmai. And now it is a very solid 5v2. Not impossible, but boy oh boy, they're going to have to work for it. The Ace will open up the back reading wall. Mark is in an absolute war zone. He will fall down as well. It's all up to Lucky now. And he will take his first kill onto Bin. With 25 HP, he's going to have to work extremely hard on Windows gunfights from extremely obscure angles. Because there's not much that he can do with 25 HP and as a 3-speed. Baiting's even watching the pillar, so he'll see his little head peek out. And here we go, the drone coming in. Cyclona will fall down. He will miss the shots at the start, but Baiting will pick up the final kill. Baiting his teammates, as they say, and will secure a third round for 3AR.
Stay healthy, kids. Drink your water.
Ooh. Boy, oh boy. What an absolute cluster from 3AR there. They won those opening gunfights very early on. Misfit having a bit of a misplay, honestly, and not being able to capitalize on it. And then now we see kind of where that took them. It gave them another round. This is the kind of aggression we wanted to see. I like to say this when I'm playing as well. There's a difference between aggression and arrogance, Alex, and I think that 3AR are starting to learn the difference between that and how to capitalize on that aggression and then use it to their advantage.
Well, yeah, that's for sure, because there's a difference between like being too cocky, and then there's a difference between like, being confident. You obviously you want to be confident when you go into these gunfights, because you don't want to go into a gunfight thinking, oh, I'm going to lose this gunfight, this and that. You want to, but you don't. What you don't want to be doing is you don't want to be going into a gunfight thinking, oh, I'm so much better than this kid, I'm going to wreck him, and then, you know, and then you lose the gunfight, and then that just makes your confidence hit. So I think if you get too cocky or too arrogant, like you said, that could mark the end for someone. Like Tannendow, he just went quiet the past 2 rounds. I think he got super cocky, like, oh, these kids are so bad, or this and that. But I think if he kind of calms down and he doesn't get too cocky, I think he can easily have a, I won't say, oh, maybe if we go 2 more rounds, he can easily get 20 kills or so. But hopefully, I'm sure R20 is praying they can get out here and maybe get a little break in for the next round or before the next match.
We see that lovely G2, sorry, the TSM skin, I believe that's from the Pro League bundles. Misfit going for another aggressive peek here. Septat's right next to him. The drone will come out, hopefully to bait out Misfit's response. He won't get a response there, but Misfit will pre-fire. We will snag the drone by accident, but Septat is just holding a very, very tight angle. If Misfit peeks up even the slightest amount, he will have his head absolutely torn to shreds by Septat. Unless he survives. No, he will be injured, however. And Septat is just waiting above this window, waiting below the window, sorry, with Misfit crawling away, hiding. Lucky is now come to try and see if he can do anything with this MP5 angled grip that was recently given to Malusi as a balancing change in comparison to Oryx. And we have I believe it's Tianzhao at the bottom of White Stairs. He was prone on the ground looking to find any picks onto the white walls. But I believe they've just kind of let Misfit die and he's kind of become a drone. I think Fate Unimai is going to do what he has to do and secure the kill. Can't let Septat be allowed to get more kills today. And we will leave with a 4v5 with 1:25 on the clock now. Septat and Bin are now inside piano.
If I'm Septat, I'm fuming right now. You just got your kill stolen by a Maestro cam. I'd be hot. I'd be fuming. But I mean, hey, this is a team game. Can't always be worried about kills. But I mean, hey, kills help, obviously. It does make you feel good. But I mean, if you're not top fragging, like here, Tannendow, right? Say he wasn't having a good game, right? I'm sure one of his teammates would be picking up for him. Just like you see in the Pro League, like in the majors for sure, NA major. In the grand finals, Bolo didn't have a great time, but didn't have a great few maps. But Merc was having the maps of his life. So I mean, it's just if one person's down, the other's got to pick up, and I think that's what this team's doing.
And talking about whittling away people's health, Septat will have his health whittled just below 50 by Fate Unimai on that Maestro. He's looking for all the damage on the board from that Maestro Evil Eye, and Mark will pick up a kill onto Bin with that smoke shotgun. And now Lucky will follow up Mark with a double. Will Baiting be able to get the kill? Yes, he will. Now he'll be swinging wide into Cocktail with a 2v3, 12 seconds left on the clock. Now it's a 1v3, and looks like R20 looking to close this game out. Cyclone with 2 big kills on the round. It's 5 seconds left. 1 HP coming up from Cyclone. He's going to push, but he won't be able to find it.
Both.
And R20 will not be able to secure... Sorry, R20 will be able to just hold out for a tiny bit longer, giving them the win. A 7-3 scoreline in favor of R20.
That was a super close game, and I wouldn't say it's a super close game, but I think it was 2 well-matched teams, and I think R20 was just having the better day today.
And I think as well, yeah, like you can see, Tannendow 16 kills, Fate Unimai with 10. You know, they did just, like you said, they did just step up when needed to, and unfortunately, we saw the fraggers of 3AR just not able to kind of put in, I think, the kills that they, I think, were looking for. And it's unfortunate because they were the previous favorites and they were seeded very highly. So, they were seeded very fairly well considering that they had previous wins. So it's unfortunate, but that is it for now. We will go to a short break and we'll come back with the next match of R20s, which I believe is against, sorry, give me a second to just find it.
It is going to be against
Sharper, I believe.
Sharper Esports. Yes, it's going to be going against Sharper Esports, who finished... who haven't been doing all this well. They've been losing first round. The only reason they have progressed this year is because they had
good seeding.
They had a bye. So, however, I do know one of the players on their team, and he's not too bad, but Right? Maybe this team's gonna be good. Maybe they just had 2 rough weeks because I can only see 2 of their final scores, and I haven't seen any of their ones before that. So maybe they just had a rough week or 2. Maybe they've been having some roster changes. We don't know any of that stuff. But hey, we'll go to a short break and we'll be right back.